In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert your web page into an announcement page. And the reason that we're doing that is because I made a mistake when I introduced the project. So let's go ahead and fix that mistake. First of all, open Google Chrome, which is this icon right here, which I've done already. Log into your NoHum Gmail account and open your apps. Click on the one that says Sites, and then from the list, choose your photography site. So here's mine, Justine Smith Photography. So let's go ahead and click on the Photo tab, for example. So eventually we're going to have at least 10 photo projects in here. We're going to have 10 altered book projects, and we're probably going to have at least 20 Photoshop projects. So after a while, if we just keep adding more projects into the two columns here, I think it's going to get messy, and you might have to keep hitting enter, 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 enter in order to get your items to line up. And I think that there's an easier way to format our page so that we don't have to go through all of that. So the way that we're going to do that is to convert this from a web page into an announcement page. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to go up here to the gear and go to Page Settings. And under Page Settings, down here at the bottom, it says Currently Using Page Template Web Page. And I'm going to click Change. And from this pop-out list right here, I'm going to choose Announcements and then click Change. So what this has done is it put this button on here called New Post. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click it, and I'm going to highlight it where it says Untitled and write Depth of Field. Then I'm going to change the layout to 2 columns because that's the layout that I prefer. You can choose whichever layout you like. And in this column, I'm going to go ahead and insert an image from the P drive, Photo 2014-15, go to My Folder, and I'm going to reinsert my depth of field. So this is my depth of field deep. And I'll go ahead and click large because that's a little bit too big to fit in the box. And I will call it depth of field deep. Now on this side over here, I'm going to do the same thing. So insert image, go to upload image, and here's my shallow depth of field. And by the way, I've already shrank these 2 images to 9 inches so that they'll be nice and small for the web. And I'll put depth of field shallow and make it large, and then underneath I'll put depth of field shallow and go ahead and save my changes. And now if I go back to my Photos tab, I actually have this new post down here at the bottom, so I can go back and delete these old ones up here at the top. So I'm going to grab this, delete it, delete the text, grab this one, delete it, delete the text, and save. So now that I have converted my photo page into an announcement, I just have every time I have a new photography project, I'm going to click New Post, and it will add another little section on here for me to go ahead and put my images on there. And I think in the long run, that's going to be better for the organization and formatting of our web pages. So in a few days, I'm going to make a new post, and I'm going to call it Scavenger Hunt because that's going to be my next project. So I want you to do the same thing to your Altered Books page. So go ahead and go to the gear go to page settings, and down here at the bottom, change it. Change this to announcement and change. Great, so you can see now here it says new post. So eventually I'm going to click a new post and I'll put my collage in there and label it, and then I'll delete this old one and just keep my new one. And then when we get our next altered book project, I'll just click new post and I'll keep adding new posts until I add all 10 of my altered book pages eventually throughout the year. Photoshop, I've already done my threshold and my gradient map before and after. So same thing, I'll go up here to my gear, go to page settings, change it to announcements, and then I'll make a new post. And since threshold was the one that we did first, I'll change that and then go back and change the layout to 2 columns and insert my threshold, which is in my Photoshop folder. So here's my original. Threshold before. Go ahead and make that large. And I'll insert my after. Threshold. There we go. After. And go ahead and make that large. And now since it already is titled up here, threshold, I'm just going to go down here and write before. No need to rewrite it. And after down here at the bottom and push save. So now when I go back to my Photoshop tab, I have the old one at the top and then I have my new post down at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the edit button and delete this one and delete the text, and then I'll delete this one and the text. Save it. And then the next thing that I'll do is hit new post and make one for my gradient map, and then every Photoshop project from here on out I'll just create a new post and insert that on my page. Okay, that's it for now. Make sure that you go through each one of your tabs and convert them and make the new post and delete the old ones.